Hugh, you cycled 460 miles through the south of France together for a brand new series. Now, you've, correct me if I'm wrong, you've cycled the Alps and half of the Tour de France before.
Yeah, few stages of the tour.
Stages of the tour. I'm guessing this show was your idea.
Yeah, because, they, 40 years we've been friends. And that has also been tears and violence.
Yeah.
A lot of it, isn't it? The East End stuff. But what Dave hates is physical exertion. He just cannot bear it. Yeah. So I thought it'd be great to get him on a bike and...
Insisted on. I said, well, you can go on your bike and you can do all the pumping with your muscles. I'm going to use a battery. That's what I'm going to use.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah.
You know? Now, Keely, how do you push through when things get tough? Any tips for these guys that you can transfer from your sport to theirs?
I don't have a battery that helps me, that's for sure. I think just consistency and all of that jazz works, but I'm sure you did a good job.
No, he really didn't. He was literally on an...
It's mainly me moaning.
You know, it's like going to a spinning class and just sort of sitting there. That's essentially what you were doing.
Here's the most extraordinary thing, is that it was a cycling thing. We were cycling every day. We did whatever it was, 500 kilometres. But because I was on an e-bike and it was France, so I was eating and drinking, I came back half a stone heavier.
Wow.
That's unbelievable.
That's a talent in itself.
It is a talent.
That's pretty...
Yeah.
But look, you enjoyed yourself. You were just being local. You were being festive, David.
Yeah.
Now, as well as taking in the sites, you learn a lot about the history of the areas that you cycle through, and there's a really gorgeous, poignant moment in the series where you go through the town of Mozac.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I'm just saying it was...
Mozac.
Yeah.
In Wassac, because lots of times we would arrive and find out that they went and hid again in barns, and all of these children survived. And it was really, really, really moving to hear about that.
That is incredible.
Really powerful.
Yeah. Hugh, you said you guys have been friends for over 40 years.
I don't know how. But anyway, we have.
I've paid him, basically,
but this
to be
is,
my friend.
but how... Hugh, what was it like, spending this length of time together? Because presumably this is the longest it's been, as
well. And we've done quite a lot of travelling together, actually.
Yeah.
So we travelled across Kenya together for comic relief.
And Ethiopia for the world's most dangerous roads. I'm having to remind you, I can tell.
OK, I know, my memory's going. Yeah. And Ethiopia for world's most dangerous roads, which is what you just said.
That's what I just said.
It is literally what you just said.
Any other trips planned?
Yeah.
Where's next on your to-do list?
Well, if this show is successful, I would like to cycle in lots of other places. I was wondering if my e-bike could actually do what E.T.'s bike does and sort of cycle across the moon. I thought that would be a really fun thing to do.
And I'm thinking I might
in the basket?
Yeah, in a basket,
right.
at the front,
just to make it easier for me, I might just cycle to Wembley.
Well, that's actually a question. This is, Hugh, this is from Scott, who said, where would your dream place to go for a bike ride be?
Well, France, actually, but not... we cycled along a canal, which is completely flat.
That was another of my requirements.
No terrain.
Law of thermodynamics, it can't go uphill. So
we cycled up one hill, and he was so proud of himself. Although he hadn't pedalled.
No, not at all. I was using my turbo button. It worked really well.
But I love the Pyrenees, actually. It's my favourite place to cycle.
Well, we look forward to seeing that, hopefully, in the future. Now, we're going to go to the past just a little bit, because one of your first TV series together was the BBC sketch show, The Mary Whitehouse Experience. We've actually got a clip of you. Here you are, David, talking about the breakdown of a relationship. So fresh. What do you remember about doing that scene, writing that scene?
I don't remember. I don't, but it was a great show to do. We did that. When did we do that? In
1991 and 1992. We did that show. We did two series, Actually, we did a radio series of it before that. So, and what you used to do, because we wrote it, I wrote it with a guy called Rob Newman, and you wrote it with a guy called Steve Punt, and every so often they would rope me in to be in their sketches, which was always quite exciting, because it meant I could introduce something, and then you would do it.
Yeah, and you had the slightly unfunny bit.
I had the unfunny bit.
As an introduction.
Yeah. And you got the laughs.
We did this and we got the laughs. Yeah, it was perfect.
A big congratulations is in order as well, because, David, your musical is open this weekend at the Parent Agency.
Yeah.
It's based on your book about a boy who chooses his own parents.
It's about a world in which children can choose their own parents.
Yeah.
It's about a boy who's annoyed with his parents, wishes for better parents, and goes into a world where you can choose your own ones. And it's a musical. I've written it with Dan Gillespie-Sells, who everyone's talking about Jamie and the feeling, and it's on in Chester Story House, which is a fantastic theatre.
I was going to say, seeing it up on stage must be so proud,
It's
right?
so brilliant. I can't tell you, when you write something and people do it, like if you've done a film or a TV show, it's exciting. A musical, when they're dancing and singing and the people have built sets, you sort of can't believe they've done it. You're sort of like, oh, I did this, and now look what people are doing. It is really exciting. And actually, so far, the audiences have been great.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to continue. Thank you so very much. And don't